Pontiac Middle School, observation of library media specialist Jennifer Simino, observed by Natasha White, September 21st, 2017. Upon looking at the Pontiac Middle School website for the Library Media Center, it is clear to see already that the librarian is dedicated to her profession and to her school population. You can see that there is a somewhat of a mission statement, easy to access and clear and concise, right on the front page of her website, which gives clear expectations, rules, and procedures. Upon walking into the middle school, you notice right away that the library is right in the center of the school and has glass walls so that you can see all of the learning taking place right within the school. The physical space of the library was arranged in such a way where collaboration was easy and natural to take place. Upon walking into the school, I walked in on a sixth grade class of 11 students already in session. The librarian had accidentally given me the wrong time to visit, so it was a good thing that I wanted to be early and was able to catch the lesson in action. The students were all on their own devices working on a project, and she was asking the students if they had received the love notes she had sent them. She was talking about the feedback she had given them in such a loving and safe way. 3 more students entered the library and began quietly working on their own projects. She stayed focused on her lesson, and the students all knew what was expected of them and how to respect the space of the library. This had clearly been modeled and taught into. There was an immediate sense of a mutual respectful environment between the teacher and her students, even the ones that weren't currently working with her. In this way, she showed that she was a leader. She mentioned how no one had ever taught them some of the skills they were learning, which made me realize how important it is for elementary librarians to collaborate with secondary librarians to ensure that we are setting our elementary students up for secondary success with teaching them basic skills. This thought brought me back to the East Providence Common Planning that only included elementary librarians and not all librarians. Although I realize that there are grade-based collaborations that need to occur, there should also be a common planning time for all librarians to ensure that a strong base is started at the elementary level. A teacher came in and started to talk with her about something, yet she still redirected 2 students by kindly saying, "K and T, I wonder what you are working on," when they got a little bit too loud with their chatter, and then went right back to her discussion with the teacher. In this way, she was showing she was an instructional partner. She was respectful yet in charge when she gave the gentle reminder, showing again that she was a teacher leader. She called up students one at a time to check in with how they were doing and if they had any questions. She had the entire class engaged in their own individual work while she had time to work with individuals, showing how she was naturally able to differentiate the lesson based on current needs due to the assignment. One student got up and moved to a different table to support a peer who was confused. You could sense that this was a safe space where it was okay to take risks because you knew that you would be supported by others. She had sent home a video about the assignment they were working on so they could have a little background knowledge about what to do before they started. They were using Canvas to share their pre-research. She called over 2 students and talked to them about what a stellar job they had done on the screencast they had created. She had them log in and take a look at it together. "There were a couple of little things missing from your video," she said. She then went on to teach them how to fix that. She didn't do it for them, but instead asked them if they knew certain things and then helped them when they didn't know where to find it. She had a list of who she wanted to talk to and checked them off and took anecdotal notes for each student she met with. She utilized strategies that classroom teachers use, and it made me wonder if she was a classroom teacher before becoming a librarian. I later found out she had not been. Before being a librarian, she was an IT specialist. She started asking another student where they found a picture they had found and who had taken it. This made me think how naturally again she was rolling in, making sure her students are evaluating the information they are using from the internet. She had students go up to a whiteboard to write down their names and topic if they submitted their work. This kept the students on task and accountable without pointing out who was not there yet with the project. She mentioned they only had 10 minutes left, so they could stay on task while knowing their time was almost up. "Do you know the thing you missed?" "You should submit. Did you read the directions?" One student just shook their head yes, and the teacher librarian said, "Perfect! Now go help M." In this way, she was empowering the students to support and teach a peer, showing that she was a leader and a teacher. Where is the information coming from? We're going to talk a lot about this idea this quarter, she let them know. She told them what the objective was again, while letting them know this would be an ongoing process. One student asked if she should use Wikipedia as a source or a New Hampshire website. The librarian explained that Wikipedia covers the world while the New Hampshire one focused just on New Hampshire. She asked the student which one they thought would be better after she explained it in those terms, and after the student chose the New Hampshire site, the librarian agreed and added that they would be more focused on the topic than Wikipedia, since that was their main focus. Towards the end of the lesson, she began to lose some of the students' attention. So she made mention of that, then said, "I'm going to count back from 3 to bring you back." She then explained that they would be learning about the information tools the library and website have to offer to support them. She painted a whole picture of the semester so they knew what they could be expecting. A student asked if there were any books about a bald eagle, and she turned it into a teaching moment. She told the students to open their Chromebooks and check out the library catalog to see if they could find out. She used every minute as an opportunity to share information with them and to support them finding information on their own. She gave tips about how she evaluates a new app by checking the top and bottom of the screens as a banner to see if they had any information they would want to use, showing she was an information specialist. A few students went up to the circulation desk where a second librarian checked the books out. She released the class telling them, "Great work today. See you Monday." She then immediately went to her Chromebook to enter some notes. As we began to talk, I found out that the person I thought was a second librarian was actually a clerk that was there to help her every day for half of the day with the collection, shelving, and other minor library tasks so that she could be more involved with the students and even go to classrooms to offer technical support when needed, since there was always someone covering the library space. We began talking, and during that time, a student came in for tech support. She helped them and then told them, "You are the expert now, so teach your friends." She teaches the students how to choose apps instead of how to work a particular app. She focuses on fostering independent learners through not only her words, but her actions. We talked about how once they went to one, she felt as though the teachers thought they could just use Google, and she really tries to pull them in to still collaborate, to teach them better research skills and tools, again showing she's an information specialist. She chooses to collaborate with those that are interested any chance she can, and as she says, it grows organically and spreads when you work with some people. She mentioned that the old librarian didn't want the students in the library, and she wants them here as much as possible. They now have an enrichment time, so she is able to do great projects with especially the 6th grade teens. Right now, she's working on a cyclical podcast pairing with language arts teacher, writing scripts and creating them with the end goal of having the students be completely independent and own it. She explained how the library is open after school Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays with a makerspace available on Tuesdays after school. She mentioned how she had salvaged some old sewing machines from the home ec department for the use of makerspace. As a teacher, she made me proud to be moving into the field of librarianship. I wrote and sent this letter about my experience to her principal and vice principal. I then sent it to her just to let her know how much she had impacted my learning as a student and influenced me and given me hope about what my future as a librarian can hold.